Hey everyone, this is Kat of Catalyst Holistic Life Coaching, bringing your life in alignment with you. Today I'm here to do your weekly guidance reading for the week of May 4th through the 10th. So as I was sitting and meditating with the cards this time, it was almost kind of unclear. Like the first kind of thing I saw was a dragon, weirdly enough. I didn't really get a sense just yet. And then once the image started to become more clear, I felt like a drop in my stomach and almost like a fear or just like a shock or like a surprise. And this image of this dragon kept getting closer, and it was almost like kind of a fearful like nervousness, but I wasn't like so like terrified of it. It was just like making my stomach drop, like, oh. So for this week's overall reading, you could be feeling something kind of making your stomach drop, something that will just kind of bring like, oh. And it may not happen this week. This is, I try to make these timeless. So whenever you're watching this, this could be something that has already happened or is starting to come into the field for you. But this is a general overall reading for the collective, so it may or may not resonate with what's going on for you right now. I did have one card that wanted to pop out at the bottom of the deck. This week I'm using the Fairy Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. And so the card that popped out was the Ace of Autumn, a windfall of money, advice, or assistance from others, a very successful project, a happy change in your career. So Ace is like a new offering. It's this new opportunity, and it does have to do with like the material things. So that could be that drop in the stomach of just like, there could be like this powerful force coming to you, this new opportunity, and it's just like making your stomach drop. Like you're not upset about it. You're just like nervous, like almost kind of overwhelmed with just like, wow, is this really happening to me? So we'll see how it comes out. So we've got the Fairy Tarot, we've got some animal guides, crystals, herbal medicine, working your light, and some offerings to the divine. So whenever you're tuning in, wherever you're at, just take a moment to take a deep breath and ground into your reading. All right, so let's start with the tarot. So the first one we have is the Eight of Winter. You have what it takes if only you believe in yourself, thinking that you're powerless when you're not, a lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. So if there is some new offering coming in or something that just kind of like takes you out guard, like, am I really able to do this? This is just a sign of, this has to do with the Eight of Swords energy of our kind of mental prisons that we make for ourselves and the way that we cut ourselves off from our potential. We kind of isolate ourselves from the bigger picture. We think that we're stuck when we're really kind of close to everything. We can actually do so much, but are we allowing that to come in, or are we trying to just keep ourselves blocked out from that? So paying attention to the mental mind games that you play with yourself this week. We do have a full moon in Scorpio coming up on the 7th. So a lot of triggers, emotional patterns that have not been worked through, shadow work, negativity, a lot of that can come up around this time, but it is all stuff to be worked through. So if you are experiencing this, you also don't need to be judgmental on yourself or hard, but just noticing these patterns that do come up for you. Okay. All right, so the next card we have is Unity. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you, a spiritually minded community. So this card is also representative of the Hierophant, like a teacher, a spiritual guide. So you could be kind of coming back more into unity with your world around you. You could maybe like have this shock and awe, like connection to either whether you believe in like guardian angels or the universe, spirit doing something, or you just connect with something that is more in alignment with what you're trying to do currently. It could just be suddenly like popping in, like maybe what you thought was working for you, all these things that are actually keeping you from being more in union with your path, being more in union with nature and your spiritual connection. So this could either be someone coming forward to you with some knowledge. We have some of these like keys to knowledge, and this is like a teacher. This could be, again, this like new opportunity, this like windfall. Something is being provided to you to give you this opportunity to make something that's more harmonious for you. And it could be challenging because this could be something maybe with this like dragon imagery that's like really mythical and different and kind of challenging your traditional ideas, your traditional beliefs. So something is coming at you to kind of shake you up a little bit and take you out of that frame of mind. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. Next we have is the Two of Winter. Indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best for you rather than trying to please others. Feeling trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. So the intellectual and what you feel is right. What you feel is bringing you actually like closer to being in union with yourself instead of keeping you separate from yourself. Choosing a path for you, like whatever this thing is that comes forward that makes you kind of like, you might drop down, feel that dropping feeling in your stomach because it's so different and you wonder what people are going to think of you, how you can possibly do this because it's not exactly something that you are prepared to do. You worry about the effects or how it's going to affect others. And so you are kind of stuck in this place of not sure which way to move. You're overwhelmed by maybe the responsibility, because the Hierophant or Unity is this really like powerful, spiritually connected thing. So you could be actually moving towards more of a spiritual path, whether you were on it already or not. You're getting closer to being more in alignment with your true values, something that is really going to benefit you. Okay, so let's move into our oracles and see what clarification we can get on that. Aha! So for our first animal guide, we have Peacock Spirit. Let it shine. Let that true you come through. Let that challenge those traditions. Challenge what you think is right. Be unafraid to kind of be seen and shine yourself forward. I laughed because I actually saw a peacock last week, like a male one, a live one, just strolling around at a senior care center. And so I was really excited about this. So I'm excited to see the peacock showing up because this is great medicine. So don't be afraid to let your colors shine. There's lots of colors in here. Nature is colorful. Everyone is unique. Unity, unique. This could be a decision between traditional values, what your family values, what you used to value, or what you thought were values that were placed on you, and between what you are really, really passionate about, what you are actually drawn to that makes you shine forward. So just let it shine this week. Be your freaky self. Shake your tail feathers. My friend and I were just talking about twerking our way through life. Just making ourselves be silly. Okay, so we've got Starfish Spirit coming back again. This is the third week in a row he has come up, except now he's in protection today. Open to infinite possibilities. So with him being in the protection, this is really saying, like, don't look at everything so black and white. Don't think that just because something isn't working out the way that you want to, that you are just trapped and you have nothing going on for you. Or if you feel like you've been trying to go a certain way, you've been trying to do something that you thought was right, and it's just not working out, that doesn't mean that it's not necessarily for you. That just means there are some new possibilities trying to come in, and you need to stop playing these mental games. You need to just let it happen. Get a new perspective. Look at it in a funky new way. But don't get stuck either. You don't want to get stuck in this mindset that how do I want to say this? You don't want to get stuck in the thoughts that the universe doesn't have your back, or that you don't have these opportunities coming forward to you. You have everything that you need at your feet. You only just have to maybe shift course a little bit, keep trying. Delays happen for a reason, okay? But don't let your indecision keep you in one place. Don't just give up and try to decide that maybe this isn't right for you. But I feel like this is more so choosing like a new direction, something that's kind of challenging your belief system, and you're wondering, you're kind of nervous about like really taking this on, this offering, whatever it may be. For some of you, maybe it could be a new job offering, or a new passion that you get sucked into, and you're kind of just like, oh, I'm not really made for this. This isn't really something I'm into. But don't block yourself off from that. Be open to trying something new, because you never know where it might go. Okay. All right, so moving into, we have a couple crystal energies that can help us this week. So the first one we have is the blue lace agate, calm expression. So if you are dealing with people that are trying to like place these traditional ideas on you, or people who have kind of implemented these mental loops into you, you want to come to a place of like truth, because this is also like to do with throat chakra color, like speaking our truth. Coming to a place of really speaking from the heart, not being afraid to be yourself, but not trying to be attacking either. Not trying to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Not trying to be hostile, or feeling like you're a victim, or, trying to overpower someone, but taking this for what it is, as an opportunity for your growth. And so all you have to do is like express this calmly, like sit with it for a while, see what emotions come up, and then find your calm and clarity and speak that. Find your clarity. Okay, and our second stone we have is black coral, light in the darkness. So I see this as grounding as well, kind of getting out of the mental body and actually like really feeling as well. Again, that like between the two worlds. Maybe for some of you, this has been a really dark period, I feel like. Like you've really felt stuck, like nothing is working out for you. You don't know where to go, what to do. And so this opportunity, this little light, well, and I also see a little candle there. This is that new light in the darkness. That little light is coming through. There is something there. You are not completely cut off. You are not just meant to stay here and suffer, whatever this may be. You're not meant to not have things. You're not meant to be successful or be happy. You yourself are joy and happiness. and just finding that little opportunity, that little spark to try and change things, to try and get out of this. Like, don't let the past like hold you back. Don't let these thoughts hold you back. Choose for you. Choose light and unity for yourself. Choose something that is going to bring you that shining light. Lots of light. Lots of truth. Okay? All right. So, moving on into Herb Crafter's Tarot and herbal medicine that can help us this week. We have the Ace of Water or Plantain. So the Ace of Water, or the Ace of Cups, is like this nourishing, abundant love. Like it's a new opportunity for love. So you have this new opportunity. But this is something that's more emotionally fulfilling. This is pulling you out of that mental realm and getting you back into feeling, getting you back into your emotions. That can be something coming up for the full moon too, is a lot of our emotions can come up that we have been just like pushing away. And that could be something for you as well, to have that calm expression. So for plantain medicine, I'm going to read just a little bit from the book because I actually don't know a whole lot about plantain, but I'm curious. So let's see. So Herb Crafter's Tarot, it's really awesome. I love it. So plantain, follow your heart, trust your instincts and intuition. Your capacity for love is limitless. New experiences can cause a wellspring of feelings. Open your heart to spiritual guidance. Take a fresh look at an ancient calling of soul. Plantain is a prolific yet powerful medicine that is easily missed. To embody the love you desire, you may need to see it in a new light. Love it. Let's see. Mixed with a bit of water, this unassuming weed gently heals wounds from bites and stings. A simple, compassionate approach to a surge of emotions can have the most meaning. Small strings form a rib-like structure within the leaves that give it strength. Nourish your emotions and trust your feelings. The threads of joy point the way to wisdom. So things you can do with plantain: sinking it out in nature, let it lead your walk. Looking for signs, plantain ice cubes for healing wounds or stings. We are getting like bugs and bug bites coming about, so you could be feeling like the stinging of nature around you, so that could be something helpful. Shaping plantain flower stems into hearts and leaving them as gratitude offerings. Okay, so wherever you're at, see if plantain is around and maybe go be near water. We are going to be having really emotional surges this week, and being gentle with yourself, being nourishing, being loving, doing full moon rituals, taking baths. You know the drill. Do the self-love things. I know that's easy to say, but there's so many ways that you can look into that. So, and I know how it is too. Sometimes when the emotions come up, you get really sucked into them before you notice, like, oh, this is what happened. But at any point that you do actually go back and say, why did this emotion come up for me? You are already taking the steps to take yourself out of these mental prisons. You have this opportunity. So that could be that little light that comes forward. That could be being that unafraid to feel those emotions, to be seen having these emotions. Maybe you aren't a super emotional person. Maybe you're more intellectual. And so having emotions is not a very big thing for you, but you can still calmly express these emotions to someone. So maybe you need to like connect with friends during this full moon. Even though I know some of us are still in quarantine, maybe just reaching out, having the phone conversations, having Zoom conversations or FaceTimes, and just connecting and saying, this is what I am feeling. I need someone to hear me out. That is also really self-loving. So simple steps. It doesn't have to be super complicated. Like it said, this is a very simple plan. Love it. Okay. So moving on into how we can stay connected with working our path, working to stay connected with our higher selves. We have breaking the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Break that chain. Break that cycle. It's time to be done with it. Like I said, this can either just be something that you have just gathered over your lifetime from your experience, or these could be patterns that you unknowingly collected from your ancestors, from even just your parents or your family. It could be a repeating cycle in your family line. Sometimes you can look at that and see how there's been this repeating pattern for you. Okay, so it's time to be the one to break that cycle. And when you do break that cycle, everything heals around you. Everything is nourished. Everything is refreshed. Be open to the possibility that the things outside of you will change when you make that change within yourself. Okay? All right, so now moving into our last cards, our wild offering little mantras that can help us. So the first we have is despair. We had this despair last week. This could be what we're still working through. We're still working through those strong emotions that were coming up. I need your divine intercession right now, O Great Spirit. Lift this darkness from my soul. Free me from this burden. Open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. So this is some really heavy bounding that we are in, and it's all, I know it's hard to say it's all in your head. There's definitely more layers to that for a lot of people. It's very ingrained emotionally and everything like that. And that's why we're having these emotional releases, because we are challenging our brain and our ego's programming to what we've experienced so far. And we're saying, no, I don't want to feel this despair anymore. I want this to finally be released. I want to break the chain. I want to break this cycle and move into something that is more harmonious and connected with who I really am. Okay, so, even when you're despairing, have that calm expression. Find ways to express this despair. Let these emotions flow through. We had a lot of emotion coming through last week as well. It's an emotional time. We're going to have retrogrades for the next few months. So just be prepared for that. But it's good. It's good. It's all releasing this, these things that we have been neglecting. We have had this time to sit with ourselves and really see how we are just not paying attention to these parts of ourselves, how the world is making us neglect this. And so we're finally being allowed to feel it. And for some of us, that could be a lot. Some of us didn't learn how to do this from our family members because they didn't know how to do this, or we didn't have healthy environments to do this in. But now we have the choice to let those things go. Okay? So our last card we have is solitude. Once you embrace the inner divine in your own sacred solitude, the right people arrive at the right time, exactly on schedule, without forcing or chasing. For me personally, that sort of message has already come through as well. Being in unity with yourself, learning from your teachers. What the Hierophant being a teacher, this can just be your outer circumstances being a teacher. You think all these things aren't working for you, everything is out to get you, everything is resisting, and it's because you're resisting seeing the lesson. You're trying to force something that's not there. Maybe I don't really see a whole lot of love, relationship stuff in here, but just to speak on that a little bit, if you've been trying to force things, or you think you don't have these loving relationships, or you're not worthy of love, the solitude is really what's going to benefit, because you are not going to find this union or unity until you find it within yourself. And I know that's a very typical saying as well, but it is true. And these things are coming up for us personally to be working through. So if you are in a relationship or you're not, you still have to integrate this for yourself. You can't put this on other people. So finding ways to be comfortable with yourself. Again, I'm not saying like you have to just isolate, that isolating energy where you feel like you don't have the support. But you do have to kind of rock your own vibe for a little while. Give yourself that self-love, that whatever like little spark and wisdom comes forward. Give yourself that nourishment and love, and reassure yourself that you're a badass and you can take care of yourself and you have everything that you need. You are your own light. And when that starts to shift and change, more of what you want is going to come towards you, and it's going to be better. It's not going to be these things that are playing out because of your, your fears and your patterns. These are going to be things that are working for your benefit. I mean, everything is working for your benefit in the long run, but this is going to be something that's more in unity and aligned with more of your true self, and not losing that hope. Like being open to the possibilities. Maybe this is the new thing that you need to try, that you're kind of like, I don't really want to. This solitude thing. It can be hard. And so however that is coming up for you, if thinking of solitude is really uncomfortable for you, think of why that is. What about being in solitude scares you and makes you very resistant? Okay. Do I have anything else I want to say about this? Even being in solitude, if you do have things you want to process just to get your clarity on, you can still calmly express and exchange with others however you need to. You don't have to just think that I have to deal with this all on my own. It's good to like express these parts of ourselves, sorry. But also being seen is a big part of the healing. So these people that you may be breaking the chain from, or these patterns, don't also, like, you'll know who you can express these things to and who you can really trust to see you and hear you. Don't just, throw these out hoping to get attention. Like, you don't want to do this in a manipulative way. You want to do this for yourself, for you to be seen and heard, just to help you process, because sometimes we need that validation. But also really feeling into like noticing what's more like healthy for you. Like, are you just constantly trying to seek validation for your feelings, or do you need this solitude, this kind of opportunity, this new opportunity to really discover who it is that you are deep down? What are you working through? Okay. I don't think I have anything else to say on that. So, all right. I think that was it for our reading today. So thank you to everyone who has tuned in. If you liked that, please subscribe below. And you can check out my other videos, see when they're uploaded, any sort of classes I bring on, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to be trying to expand my content a little bit into some other areas. So I will be posting more imagery about this later. And if you feel like donating or tipping, I will include links below to where you can do that. Also, feel free to share and comment any of your experiences with that. I love to hear it. So thanks so much again. I hope you all enjoyed this. I will be back as well later this week to do your reading for the full moon. Okay? So thanks again and have a great week. Thanks.